Hello everyone, welcome back to Star Vale. Apologies at the minute for the fact that it's been such a long time since the last upload. As I'd previously alluded to, I had a very busy sort of 6 weeks sort of through April into early May, and things are just starting to settle down. A lot of things going on that unfortunately has prevented me from doing a lot of the model railway stuff, so there hasn't really been any progress to report on, so that's part of the reason why there's been such a delay. However, now hopefully I'm in a position that I'm going to start making progress now on rebuilding of a layout. Some of the time as well I've been tinkering with some track layouts on this first part because I just wanted to see. So what I've done for some of it where I've not had the time to commit a lot of heavy work to layouts is to lay out a track plan and leave it for a period of time and to see if I was happy with it. So I've been doing little bits but not had a lot of time to commit masses of time. So what I'll do without further ado is I'll show you this first half of the board and talk you through. There's sort of 3 plans that I'm thinking of. So without further ado, I'll spin you round. So we're now at the point where this is, you can't see it because of the junk on it, but this is where the first split in the board is. And that's where the second one is. So obviously this will be a track coming round, and the current one that I've got is this, where you come in, this would be the platform, single platform station that curves round, runs through to the edge, and then you've got this one which will be the run round loop. And then these ideas here, I'm trying to fit in a goods yard and something like the goods shed or the cattle dock. So that's the one that I'm probably likely to go with as it's most space efficient. However, there was a second plan that one of the other things that I might do in terms of this current setup is I've also got the idea that I might like to create a sort of bay platform coming off there, which would have a sort of, in the diesel era, sort of DMU, or in the steam era a sort of push-pull. So I'm going to tweak and toy about with that as another idea. I have got a 3-way point which would sit there and work, or I might look at utilising a bit more of this, what's otherwise going to be redundant space. So I'm not 100% certain what I'm going to do there yet, but that's going to be probably the most likely. I'm liking the idea of having some sort of bay platform here, so, and some sort of probably station building around here. It curves round to there. So that is another plan that I've got in my mind. Obviously I want to keep a certain amount of this space here because I'm going to want to create some sort of little countryside village type scenery. So this is why a lot of stuff's pulled forward slightly more. One of the things I'm likely to probably end up doing as well is putting a sort of little triangle corner in here just to extend that a little bit with some of the tracks that might come across there. So that's that, and what I'll do now is I'll sort of roughly lay out the other idea that I looked at, but I'm probably not going to use in all honesty because of the space and not giving me what I probably would want to achieve from it. So speak to you soon. Okay, so the second alternative that I was originally considering was this layout where you'd actually have a double platform countryside station. I've laid it out very roughly just to demonstrate the the thinking process behind it. But basically it would be long enough for a 4-coach train, and it's an idea that I like, but with the space is still not really quite on my side to do it. It makes corners really tight. But the biggest thing that I've thought of when I've laid this one out is then thinking about realistically where good sidings will be able to come off without obviously affecting these back areas, which will hopefully be a little bit of countryside scenery. So the main part of this part is that I want a station as well as having a very small countryside, goods yard operation, and over there in that corner something like that, little goods shed. As you would have seen very commonly across a lot of branch line stations, regardless on what region they're based on, but obviously I'll be looking at a southern region for myself, is the idea and principle that stuff's being based on. So although it's a nice idea and it would look nice, I think if I probably had another 2 foot to play with in length, probably would have managed to have worked something out. I just think it's going to be really tight and crammed, and I didn't want that. Obviously at this end, this is the closest, or this is as far as the point can go, because if, like the previous layout, it's going to be used purely as an end-to-end, and the bridge isn't going to be in, which, sorry I haven't shown you, is pretty much as it used to be but rebuilt. That's just about enough for my tender locos, so things like the A1, the A4 and the bullied Pacifics, to obviously pull out there, allow to flick the point over, and then obviously run round the train and hook back up again. So it would give a lot of side for scenery stuff, because this would pretty much then become redundant. But in terms of what I'm looking to achieve, I just don't think it's the best use of space, and I'm not really finding any sort of inspiration as to how I could make anything like that work. Again, I looked at the idea of having maybe a station which went straight down and in and was just a straight length, but enough for it to be able to come out. It was coming up to about here, which was then making it virtually impossible again to have enough room to have clearance to curve out of it and join onto any lines. So that's definitely been decided against as well. So that's where I'm up to. Obviously I've just got to make a bit of bracing now, because this is the only bit where these two are dipping and sagging a little bit, so I just need a little bit of bracing under there to keep them flat, and then I'm going to be good to go in a position to hopefully finalise what it is I want to do and then start making progress. So thanks very much for sticking with me. Hopefully videos will be a little bit more regular now. Hopefully things are settling down for me a little bit more to be able to do what I want to do and need to do, and I'll hope to see you all soon. Many thanks. Bye.